Hello guys, welcome to Daddy and the Don. It's week 2 of the English Premier League and we're here to bring you all 9 score predictions from this weekend's action. The reason it's 9 this week is obviously Luton Town's ground is not ready yet, so that game will be rescheduled for a later date in the year. And just a reminder before we get started, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell and leave a comment. We will get back to each and every one of you. So now that's out of the way, I will hand you over to the Don himself, who has got Friday night's action between Nottingham Forest and Sheffield United.
Week 2 in the Premier League. It's Friday night game. It's Nottingham Forest versus Sheffield United. Let's be honest, no offence to any of the team's fan bases, this isn't the most exciting game. This isn't a game that everyone's going to get excited about. Two teams that are expected to be near the relegation, where Forest are expected to stay up. Sheffield United have, very much been tipped to go down. Both teams lost over the first weekend, though Nottingham Forest put on the show against Arsenal. Arsenal should have won by a bit more, though. And, Sheffield United, disappointing loss to Palace at home. Regarding this game, it's not going to be many goals. A lot of people are just going to say Forest because they probably are better on paper and they're at home. And a lot of people might say draw. I'm probably going to go to that and say draw. I won't say 0-0 like most people. I'll say 1-1. So, Sheffield United get a goal, Forest come back. Yeah, this game ends in a stalemate, 1-1.
Fulham versus Brentford, a game that very rarely disappoints. Both teams took points in their home version of this game. 3-2 Fulham win, 3-2 Brentford win. And obviously Fulham started the season with a win. Brentford started the season with a good but could have been better draw against Tottenham. And I think there was a lot of positives to take from this Brentford side that's supposed to be weakened and supposed to struggle because there's no Raya and there's no Tony until January. And I think against Tottenham, they've done more than held their own. They probably should have won that. I think it will be a very tight game. And it'll probably be a draw. I'll probably go 1-1.
Liverpool versus Bournemouth. This game actually finished 9-0 last season and ultimately cost Scott Parker his job. I'm not expecting as many goals this time round, although there will be a few for sure. Both teams actually drew 1-1 on the opening day of the season, with Liverpool starting really well at Stamford Bridge before fizzling out a little bit in the second half. And Bournemouth actually played really well, to be fair, in a 1-1 home draw with West Ham. I am expecting Bournemouth to give them a go, but I think Liverpool will have too much for them. It'll be the first game at Anfield this season. They want to give the crowd something to go home with. So I think they'll be comfortable, but not too comfortable, in a 3-1 victory. Wolves versus Brighton. If you'd asked me a week ago, this would have been an obvious choice, but the way Wolves played against Man United makes this a little bit different now. I think the element of surprise will be gone, as Brighton will be a bit more wary after seeing that performance. They had a very easy start themselves against a very weak Luton Town team. So I think this will be a competitive game. After all, everyone did expect Wolves to struggle, myself included, but I think they'll be able to give them a game. But I do think Brighton do have enough quality in that squad to get the job done, and they'll just about nick a 2-1 win.
Manchester United versus Tottenham. Man U coming off a win against Wolves, but unconvincing. Tottenham coming off a draw against Brentford away, which not a bad result. It's hard to gauge this one really. United at home. I thought Tottenham, they looked fairly good against Brentford, but were caught on a counter. I'm not sure whether United have the strength going forward to counter that, but I think it'd be an interesting affair. I could see this one ending in a 1-1 draw.
So this weekend, Man City are hosting Newcastle. Both teams had a great start to the season. Both coming away with a win. Newcastle looked excellent against Villa. Man City did a solid job against Burnley, which everyone probably expect them to win anyway. I expect there are going to be goals in this game. I can't see it being a boring 0-0 draw. But I think the quality Man City's team, even without KDB,
is going to show through. And I think, even though I reckon we'll give them a good game, I think Man City is going to edge it. I'm going to say Man City to win 3-2.
Week 2, Aston Villa Everton for me. Both teams got beat at the weekend. Villa got thumped 5-1 at Newcastle, and Everton lost 1-0 at home to Fulham. So yeah, both teams are going to need a win with this one. Villa being at home, maybe I'll go for them to take us there at home, but I don't know really. Both teams, I think, are going to obviously go into the game looking not to concede. Certainly not Villa after conceding 5. Everton with Dyche probably won't concede too many this season, but then their trouble will be scoring goals. So they did create a few against Fulham, but just couldn't stick it in the net. So as for the game, I think I'm going to just go for Aston Villa win for this one. I think them being at home, and I think Emil getting bouncing back from that 5-1 hammering. Although I do think it'd be tight, so I'm just going to go for Aston Villa win 2-1.
West Ham versus Chelsea on Sunday afternoon. This game, I think it's all going to be about one player, and that player is Moses Caicedo. Chelsea just paid something in the region of £115 million for this player, and it's a British record transfer fee. And I've read a report somewhere this week that Chelsea have signed 28 players for a combined total of nearly £1 billion in the last 16 months. That's since Ted Bowley took over the running of the club, which is staggering. It's absolutely staggering. Whether or not Pochettino can get this side to gel and produce results which Chelsea fans will demand is another thing. David Moyes, on the other hand, West Ham manager, has been very quiet in the transfer front, signing only Ward-Prowse and Alcaraz. Ward-Prowse, I think, is a good signing for West Ham, and he should fit in the role left vacant by Declan Rice when he moved to Arsenal. Looking towards the game, well, I think if Chelsea can gel and Pochettino gets the team playing well, they created enough chances against Liverpool last weekend that they should have maybe have won the game. I can see Chelsea winning this one. I think it'll be very tight. I think it could be 2-1 Chelsea. West Ham, well, sometimes you never know what you're going to get from them. Equally, they could produce it, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was a home win, but I'm going to stay with what I think, and that's Chelsea 2-1, away win.
My game of the week is Palace v Arsenal. Both teams started off the Premiership campaign with wins. Palace beating Sheffield United 1-0 away, while Arsenal beat Forest 2-1 at home. For Arsenal's sake, if they're going to challenge Man City this year, they need to be beating teams like Palace, who are very, very tough to beat at the moment, especially under Roy Hodgson. Even with the loss of Zaha, it doesn't seem to really affect them. Yes, I know Elise has been linked with Chelsea. And we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But it's going to be a very, very tough game. Palace seems to be really, really rejuvenated, really, really composed. Arsenal, my worries me about the striker department, but they're Arsenal, they're doing well. They should be challenging this year for the title. But as I said, these are the games they need to win to maintain that title push. Even though it's early on, you need to pick up these 3 points. So I'm going to go with the Arsenal win. I think it's going to be narrow. I think it's going to be 1-0. Not the best of games, but Arsenal get the job done. 1-0 with Odegaard breaking the score in late in the second half. So my prediction, Palace 0, Arsenal 1.